I might just stay in this gear for the moment. Let me get up to 57 and put the old cruise control on. Ah, now this is looking familiar, Causey. It'll be interesting to see how much of this part of the map the Coast to Coast modder has done. I know it was nice and close to that truck, but I just wanted to give him a high five on the way past. We go way back. Yeah. Thing is, like I said, I don't remember if I've ever been to Arkansas on my solo play. But most of the coast to coast anyway that I was doing, because I had that spate where I got sick of playing the both games and didn't play them for a long time until I started streaming them again. I do notice that there are a lot more places with assets and trees and grass around now than there was, but he's got such a huge area to cover, and of course he's also made it harder for himself by taking over Canada Dream as well. $67. For those that aren't aware, I drive either 2 miles faster than the speed limit or 2 kilometers depending on the game, because I know I won't get a ticket. I know if I do 3, I will. Yeah, coffee finished in less than an hour, so that must be a record for me.
Go straight.
So how you guys' winter's going this year? Hope it hasn't been too cold. Have you had snow yet, Causey? I think you did, didn't you? I think you might have mentioned it. There goes the lane. Oh, I changed the wrong gear. Oh, really? Has it been a normal winter for you guys, or has it sort of seemed different? Because our summer's definitely, and spring has definitely been a lot different. You know, like I said, even the heat, even though the temperature's roughly the same as it normally is, the heat's different. And I don't know if that's something to do with either the ozone layer closing up, or all the smoke from the Australian fires last year, a couple of years back, has caused a bit of a climate change for a little bit, as they tend to do. Same with big volcanic eruptions.
Stay right and then turn right. Turn right.
You going to speed up, or are you going to go that slow? Come on. If you got your license, you know which side is the accelerator pedal. Try using it. Well done.
Stay left.
You going to pull out in front of me? No. Are we not going to have a day like we did yesterday on ATS? Oops. Oh, Also speeding. So far, the AI has been behaving itself. Unlike yesterday with ETS, I got hit by every car possible. I may have run into a truck myself because I was the brilliant idea of reading chat while I was turning into a street. Instead of turning into the street, then reading chat, but everyone's got a talent and that's mine. Yeah, these days February is sort of the hottest. Right, like I say, I mean, the last 2 days it's roughly, like, I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit as I normally say. Phil will know what this temperature's like. He probably hates it. But yeah, it's the high of 25 yesterday and a high of 23 today. And so it's nice and cool. Comparatively compared to the 30, 35s we've been having. Here we go, Causey, thank you. Always there to share my embarrassments to the public. Sounds like someone's doing some yard maintenance outside. Hopefully it doesn't come through under the microphone. I can hear a weed eater going. Weed eater, weed whacker, strimmer, whatever you call it. Weed eater is what we call it. See, I'm multinational. I know the other terms. I'm aware of other countries. I watch TV. All the great documentaries like Coronation Street, Days of Our Lives, EastEnders, The Young and the Restless. I used to watch them when I was younger because my mum was watching them. Big on the soap operas. They used to be on in the afternoons, obviously, in the school holidays.
Stay left.
Except for the English ones like Coronation Street, the long-running Coronation Street in EastEnders always on at night around 7. Thank you very much. I will bypass you quite gladly. New Mexico. What happened to the old one? Is it still around? I thought I actually got a ticket or something then. I forgot about the wave stations. They call that Mexico. Then why don't they name this the other Mexico? They're the New Mexico.
Stay right, and then exit right. Exit right.
Because it's new. Fair enough.
Turn left.
Who might argue? I mean, after all, France is named Le France as the France. As the only France, really, isn't it? So just name it France. Don't need the France for any problems of confusion. Go, 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 go. What gear am I in? 11th gear. I didn't put it into 11th gear as far as I knew. It was in 5th gear. Oh, look at that. You know what you call that? You call that not a Renault. So did I. I seriously, I was sure that I put it into 5th gear then. I mean, having that week off and everything else, and then playing ATS yesterday where I only have the one button to go up the ranges, the gear range. There we go, miles or nothing. Trying to remember the confusing way they've got it set it up for having to use 2 buttons to go up the gear range and then back down again. Oh, is it? Why is it 35 mile an hour speed limit here? Now we're back 70. That is weird. Something needs to be fixed. Yeah, get out of my way, Sonny Jim. JJ is on his way to collect his pay. Oh, now it's dropped down to 65. I was trying to get up to... Make your mind up. It's the same road. Why keep changing it? I think these speed limits have been set by one of those people that are they think they're indecisive, but they haven't decided whether they are or not yet. Those type of people. There we go. Look at that. A better view of nothing. Oh, maybe me crashing, toppling over. Apart from that. This is not as barren. There's foliage around, which is... Oh, am I holding anyone up? No, no. Because I'm in the regular... I don't hold nobody up. Oh, it's power lines, just to break monopoly. This would be a great place for I Spy, wouldn't it? Shortest game in the world, this would be. It's nice to have someone from the European continent, mainly Great Britain, here this time. Obviously, because of the time difference, don't give me any. Yeah, definitely really good to have you here, Phil. I'll do you a favour, I won't mention the cricket, because I don't really want to mention the cricket either, considering how we got slaughtered by Bangladesh, of all people. I'm probably not a fan of cricket anyway.
Go straight.
I imagine it would be. I'd say there'd be a lot of places where there's a whole bunch of nothing. It's such a huge country. Oh, no, slow down. 67's what I want. 67's what I got. This is where it changes up to 70. 90 would be even better. Right, let's do a sit rep. It's currently 3:05 PM. Oh, I tell a lie, it's 3:06. Oh, got that wrong, it's 3:07. Let's give up on the time. I'm never going to get that right. We've got 10 hours, 7 minutes to go. So we're 570 miles out. Oh, look, do I see a town? I see a train. Look at that. Look at that beast. Beast from the east. Oh, Walmart. They're cheating on me. Walmart. I thought I had an exclusive contract. Yeah, places like this I'd love to visit just to see, because I'd like you said, Causey, they're pretty realistic in this. If this is what it looks like, I'd love the contrast of the buildings with the landscape and just... there was nothing and all of a sudden buildings. It'd just be mind-boggling for someone like me from where I come from. I mean, it just looks like one of those places where it's just a model. Someone's put it there for a nuclear testing, or that scene from Blazing Saddles where they rebuild the town, if you know what I'm referring to. Just seems like it wouldn't be a place a real town would be. To me, it just makes no sense, but it'd be amazing to see. And look, straight into nothing again, not even little driplets of buildings slowly disappearing and then one every now and then, just nothingness. How hot would it be here too?
Stay right, then exit right.
It would be stifling. I mean, obviously if you live here you're used to it. But,
Right.
I mean, I suppose I would be okay if it's a dry heat. Just look at it. A bit of it's not done though. You still got to do it. Or maybe not, maybe that's the way it's supposed to look. Come on, at 75, I'm in a truck, you're in a car, you've got no excuse to slow me down. I've got every excuse in the world to slow you down. And I would do it just for fun too. There's another train. Like it was at 75 here on this 2-lane road, and the other ones which were 4-lane roads, it was 65. Not that it matters, because the other one was clearly faster to drive on because people were actually doing the speed limit, unlike here. I was honestly expecting to see a lot of unfinished map around here. Really was. That was weird. Had this weird sound going. And it was almost in line with me sort of putting my foot on the accelerator and backing off a bit and putting it down and backing off a bit. I think it was something outside, but I've never heard a sound like it before. Huh. Anyway, back to business. Get moving, people. I got a deadline. Which usually for me means I run into someone head on. But I'm more talking about getting this to where I want it to be quick as possible. Actually, I think someone hammering.
Get ready to turn left.
35 degrees January and average -7 January. Not too different from here. I mean, lower temperature, I suppose. We get down to about -2, I think is the lowest I've ever had down here. 35's roughly about it. So sort of the same. That's interesting. I would have thought it would have been more influenced by a continental climate being in the middle. And for those that don't know what that is, continental climate is the climate that is determined by the landmass around it, where the other climate, which name I forget at the moment, which is determined by the oceans and stuff, so... as in the weather, basically. Amarillo, Texas. I'm confused as to why my accelerator sticks more than this game. Well, seems to. I mean, I haven't ascertained as to why it's sticking. It's clearly not because of dirt or anything, because I cleaned it and it still did it. I still think it's a wiring issue, but the only difference between this and Farming Simulator, where it does it occasionally, and I've been playing Farming Simulator every day before I stream, really getting back into that game with the new one. It hasn't been doing it that much, but in this you can actually hear it too. Obviously, when I take my foot off, and it starts revving, like now, I haven't got my foot on, you can hear it rev a little bit. And then when I went away for a week and took this wheel with me and everything, it didn't do it while I was away at all. And does it here, so... I wonder if it's got more to do with the actual wires connecting into the steering wheel itself, because when I'm driving in the trucking sims, my... Oh, look at this. Look at this, Causey. It was going so well. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, the only difference is I have the shifter on the left hand side when I'm driving, obviously because I'm used to that. We drive on the left here in this country.
Never mind. I'll find a new route.
Right, let's figure this out. Add time. Oh, that's easy. It's done. I didn't get one again. But yeah, as I was saying, I was waiting for the ads to finish for those who are getting ads. If you're new here, I've got ads set to go every hour, I think it is. 30-second ad break every hour. In the desperate attempt to make 1 cent before tax. So it all helps. Yeah, so I got the shifter on the left-hand side because that's where we drive on in this country, is on the left-hand side of the road. So our gear stick shifter, whatever stick shift, whatever you guys call it, is on the left-hand side.
Stay right, and then exit right.
But when I'm playing Farming Sim, it's on the right-hand side.
Exit right.
So yeah, it might be the different angles of the cord coming out of the steering wheel might have an effect, possibly on the
Turn left.
one for the pedals. Who knows? I certainly don't, because I would have fixed it by now. And the reason I have it on the right hand side for Farming Simulator is not because I use gears, it's because I use it for other things. I've got it set up to like attach equipment or lower equipment or unload the trailers, and it's sort of like a joystick. Oh, oh, no way. Dude, I can't imagine that, because oh, that must be awful. Really awful, because I don't know how I could play without a wheel with this. I spent many a year. I got this wheel 2 years ago. It's the first time I got a wheel. So I spent many years playing this game on keyboard, and the absolute difference with a wheel is just amazing. You're going to be getting the G920. Have you got an Xbox as well? I got the G29, which is the PlayStation version. I got that because I was looking at both of them. Obviously with PC I can use either, but I got the G29 because it has a couple more buttons. It's pretty much all the same. Obviously the buttons are set up on one for the Xbox, and the buttons are just set up like, instead of having a circle and square, you got the A and B and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I end up with the G29 because the PlayStation version has a couple of more buttons you can program, which I found quite useful.
Get ready to turn right.
Only thing I know, or only thing I know, it works on PC. Yeah, well, if you're getting it because you've got an Xbox to use on the Xbox, I understand that, but I was just going to suggest to you, if you're just going to use it for PC, seriously look at the G29 over the G920. I mean, it's up to you in the long run. Like I said, they're exactly the same wheels, just one's set up to work with the Xbox and the PC, and the other one's set up for PlayStation and PC. But the PlayStation one just has a couple more programmable buttons which you might find useful. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, just a small opinion of mine, because like I said, I looked at both myself, and that's the reason why I went with the G29, because of the just a couple extra buttons programmable, which actually helps with this game as well. I primarily made the decision because of Farming Simulator, because they had more programmable buttons then. But then I realised with the shifter, after I bought the shifter, because you're going to buy it separately, I could use the shifter as extra buttons, but yeah. They should be both the same price. Like I said, they're the exact same thing. All made the same way, except one's got buttons, you know, same as an Xbox controller, and the other one's got the same buttons as a PlayStation controller. I'm trying to think what the extra buttons are, because they both got the blue buttons. They've got the direction of that. I think this one's got, because it's got a dial on it, which I used on this to turn the cruise control up and down, I think. No, I don't. I use it to do this.
Turn right and then turn left.
Between my two favourite views. And then you can, and I use the button in the middle of that dial to start and shut the engine down.
Turn left.
You right there? Been awfully quiet today. Speaking of which, what is the time? 7 o'clock. We should think about looking for some place to pull over for a bit. Oh, how's my fuel situation? Where is it? Oh, that's all good. Stop! There. Good horsey. Right, what are we in? Oh, that's right. I'm in America. There ain't going to be a petrol station on the side of the road, is there? I've got to actually go off the beaten path to find somewhere to sleep. I was actually thinking about that, eh? Because we did, didn't we? When we got this one, we got the one of the other ones. Well, we got her. We had someone different in the first truck, wasn't it? Maybe I bring Murphy along, but now we're going to see who else we got there. I mean, we got the option of like C-3PO and Obi-Wan Kenobi and all that from Star Wars. We could say we picked them up because they're on their way to a convention, but we just ended up... They just ended up staying because they enjoyed trucking with us. Or the cat. At least the cat was being more realistic with it being quiet and just sitting there doing nothing for hours. I can't remember what else there was as an option. There's about 5 different girls in there. There's the dog, there's the cat, there's Darth Vader, C-3PO, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, I think, as well. I don't know why he added that in, but I'm sure there's a reason. Actually, the C-3PO one would be good if I had the C-3PO mod for the voice, for the GPS voice. That'd work out perfectly. Though, had old Duck Sooley, who's, for those who don't know, he's a YouTuber and a friend of mine, and a Twitch streamer. He does farming sim videos and stuff, along with other things. He downloaded the C-3PO one once. There we go, there's a link to him, go check him out. He's a good guy. He's Australian, but I try not to hold that against him, so yeah. But he's good value. He's playing timber. His YouTube's at the moment. He's got the Farming Simulator 22, finishing off a couple of old Farming Sim 19. And he's got the Timberborn game. If you've never seen that, it's a new game. A base settlement building game with beavers. It's quite neat. I got it myself. It's cheap on Steam over the Christmas period, so I thought I'd give it a go, and it's actually quite neat. And one called Infospace, which is sort of a combination of city skylines. I'm trying to think. But it's a building thing in space anyway. Go check it out. But yeah, he got the C3P.